Hi lads and lasses, Modest Pelican here with some Sea of Thieves with Da Boys. If you enjoy this content, please get a job at a news station and slowly but surely work your way up to being a live newsreader, and then on your very first live broadcast, just say, subscribe to Modest Pelican Gaming, as this really helps spread the good word of my channel. So I fire up Sea of Thieves, a game that lets you play as a pirate. The first thing I have to do is choose my pirate ship. The last time I played, I chose the sloop, because there's nothing quite like a cheap sloop. But we all know the bigger your ship, the bigger your thirst is to explore the vast ocean, so this time I choose the impressive galleon. I load in and the game spawns me on a gorgeous tropical island. It's time to meet the crew, or as I like to ironically refer to them as, Da Boys. Crosby7885 is the only one who actually knows how to play this game. We've got Captain Jack Swallows over here, Stealth-O-Mato, and of course Stealth-O-Simo, the most hydrated pirate in the Caribbean. Time to board our ship, but we decide to take this little rowboat instead. Who needs to sail around in an epic galleon when you can row around with Da Boys? Now this is the gameplay experience I've been chasing. Just kidding, we are obviously going to take the big boy, and Crosby even makes us look fresh as with some purple paint and cool sails that he had unlocked earlier. Thank God we have at least one experienced pirate in our crew. Da Boys get the ship ready to disembark while I go and find us a quest. This woman gives me a quest where we must liberate her pirate booty. Her 2 chests are on 2 different islands and we must fetch them and deliver them to a trading post to complete the mission. This woman looks like the kind of girl you would hook up with at a Halloween themed party. But then the next morning realized that she wasn't even wearing a costume and is actually a randy sorceress who just consumed your soul through her moist muffin. Anyway, good to see the lads are busy preparing the ship. I climb aboard and then Crosby says he has to get dinner in real life. Perfect. The one guy who knew what we were doing is now AFK. We set sail into the dead of night all the way through until morning, which actually isn't that impressive as this game cycles between day and night very quickly. But then we spot something in the water. It's the goldfish I flushed down the toilet when I was 8 years old. I guess that nibbly fella wasn't actually dead and now he's clearly done a bunch of steroids and has come back for some sweet revenge. We fire everything we've got at him with no idea how much health this big pupper has. He takes a run at our ship, chomping down and causes me to fly into the water, and this is when I realize just how big he actually is. Fortunately, I managed to swim back to the ship, but he's done some serious damage. We try and repair the holes and bucket out the water so we don't sink. He comes back again, angrier than ever, but this time I'm smart enough to hide in the captain's quarters. You know what? I know this Megalodon is trying to kill us, but it's 2019 and I should not be assuming its gender. He is not trying to kill us, they are trying to kill us. You have got to respect everyone, even dodgy steroid-addicted goldfish. Unfortunately, our ship could not take any more, and it starts to sink, which is not great as it is going to leave us extremely exposed. But then all of a sudden, like an angel descending from the heavens, Crosby is back from dinner in a rowboat. I genuinely have no idea how he got the rowboat, but given the dire situation, I wasn't asking too many questions. Luckily, we were close to an island and so we row to safety. I wave goodbye to the Megalodon as a way of saying, good game, well played, but you kind of suck because we all got away. Well, except for Mato, who accidentally fell off the boat, but we decide not to wait for him because time is money. And if you're wondering, then yes, he did get eaten. Believe it or not though, this Megalodon looks like a magic carp compared to the absolute menacing beast we run into later. We reach the island, and do you see how it is already night again? I don't know if I am tripping out, but that just feels so fast. Anyway, by some stroke of luck, one of the chests we need to retrieve is on the island, and so I pick it up, but then 2 skeletons rise from the ground and try to fight me. I give them a couple of slices with my cutlass, and then they just run away scared. These skeletons must have been Eshe Chav lads in a past life. I can barely carry this chest. My arms can barely wrap around it. This is some seriously thick booty. Come on, you all knew I was going to make at least a few pirate booty jokes, but I'll stop now. Probably. Anyway, with one chest secured, it's time to find number 2. With the wind in our sails, we head towards the next island. Well, we almost do, but Stealtho-Mato and Stealtho-Simo somehow manage to both fall in the water again and almost get eaten by sharks, but luckily they narrowly escape, and then, with the wind in our sails, we head towards the next island. We are almost there, but then we spot another real ship with other real players crewing it. We know what we have to do. We have to investigate the situation. And of course, by investigate the situation, I mean murder every other player on board. As we get closer, a sloop appears out of seemingly nowhere, and we get into a classic battle with them. This is some Pirates of the Caribbean right here. One of the galleons rocks up and tries to get involved. This is quickly turning into a pirate ship orgy. I can see the title of the video now. Sloop takes on 2 monster galleons. We end up playing chicken with them, and I decide to go for an audacious play. I run to the front of the ship and onto the bowsprit and then leap onto the enemy's deck. But no, I glitch through the floor and end up floating in the ocean. I love it so much when games glitch out. It adds a little bit of spice to the experience. Anyway, I get stranded in the ocean and then a shark proceeds to eat me and I die. I get exiled to the Ferry of the Damned, which is like purgatory I guess, and you have to chill here for a bit and then you're allowed to enter the action again. I spawn back onto the ship and Du Bois are beelining it straight for the galleon again. I stand on the bowsprit and get ready to board, hopefully being considerably more successful this time. We penetrate the side of the enemy's galleon and I leap across like a bloody orangutan, but manage to get the momentum all wrong and fling myself into the water. I swim over and climb the ladder, which is pretty anticlimactic, but at least I'm not getting eaten by a shark I guess. Mato is already on board fighting the other crew and there is only one left. I rush the enemy player and give him a couple of cheeky slashes in the back. GG, easy, well played, you're trash kid. With all enemies defeated, I head back to our galleon. While the fighting was happening, Crosby and Simo have stolen all of their loot. We laugh as their ship sinks because of the damage we did when we first hit them. A successful victory, except for the fact that their boat falls right on us and then the mast proceeds to crush Mato and I, sending us back to purgatory. For f***'s sake, I'm dying more in this game than I die in Battlefield. Mato sarcastically claps, which doesn't help the situation at all, but he's just that kind of guy. We spawn back onto the ship. It's time to actually retrieve this second goddamn chest. We agree that even if we see other players, we won't engage them. We need to finish this mission so that we can become true Apex Legends. I mean Pirate Legends. It suddenly occurs to me that Crosby's character looks like someone who's just started experimenting with crack. Mato's character looks like the same guy, but 6 months of crack later. And Simo's guy looks like that same guy, but who decided to stop doing crack after the 6 months and start selling crack himself. Truly fascinating. Anyway, we go to the final island to retrieve the last chest. I fire myself out of the cannon onto the island rather than swimming over, because why would you swim over when you can do this? Crosby finds the chest and we set sail once more to the outpost. Nothing can stop us now. So do you remember earlier when I said that the Megalodon that sunk our ship was just the appetizer? Well, Sim says that he sees something in the water, and so I look to my right and sure enough there is a huge tentacle sticking out. This is either some really messed up hentai or we're about to fight a kraken. It becomes immediately apparent that it is the latter. In a matter of seconds, the kraken has completely surrounded us with its menacing tentacles. Du Bois and I get onto the cannons and start trying to at least weaken the beast. It actually starts to feel like we are winning. We are managing to fix the damage it is doing to the ship, as well as doing some damage back. Perhaps we can win this fight after all. But then the kraken rises high above the ship and strikes down, wrapping one of its tentacles around our galleon. I instinctively quickscope it. Mum, get the camera. That was an epic shot. Call me Optic Pelican Boys. The fight keeps raging on. It even spits ink in my face so I can't see. A pretty below the belt shot if you ask me, but I suppose there is no unwritten rules when you're fighting a motherfucking kraken. Then it does something I honestly did not see coming. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm a bloody Jedi and I know how to use the Force, and it just pulls me into its mouth. Like WTF, just in case we weren't already the underdogs, it can also do this. It holds me above the ship and makes me watch as my comrades are torn apart. This kraken is a messed up straight savage, and it becomes clear that he is just toying with us. I quickly eat a banana to keep my potassium levels up. I am probably going to die, but for the love of God, I am not dying with low potassium levels. The beast then decides my time is up and thrusts me deep into the ocean. What about the freaky booty girl's chests? What about our mission? She was relying on us. Da Boys and I are going to have to start all over again. But then when we finally spawn back in, we do what all good Australians would do. We go down to our local pub and start drinking beers. It only takes about 7 or 8 beers before we've completely forgotten about the mission. The moral of the story is, there is no problem that 8 beers can't solve. Thanks for watching, you absolute legends, and a massive thank you to my patrons who are the backbone of this channel. Until next time, and as always, stay classy.